Prosperity doesn't just happen. It doesn't just emerge from happenstance or chance. It takes a plan, and it takes a process. Business plans may have some whimsical elements built into them, but prosperity itself is anything but determined by a whim. Beyond every great accomplishment, you will find a thoroughly thought out, intricate blueprint for getting there. We all want to reserve some room in our lives for spontaneity and surprise, but this should not be the rule of thumb when it comes to your wealth freedom plan. We don't want to be surprised when you arrive at the end of your goal. You want to be thinking that all went pretty close to plan. Sometimes we can spend a bit too much time thinking about that end goal and not enough about how we plan to get there. Scott Adams, who created the beloved comic strip Dilbert, based on his own experiences in corporate America, has famously said that goals are for losers. He advises that more of us would be better focusing on regular systems, or what I would call processes, rather than the end result. As an example, rather than setting a goal for being the best author, you should set a process each day for writing and reading 4 hours. By focusing on your inputs rather than your outputs, you're far more likely to be able to control what happens to you. The same goes for your health. Instead of focusing on a different number of pounds you want to shed, put your emphasis on a number of hours of exercising you aim to achieve each day, or what you are eating. If your goal is too ambitious and can't show results in the short term, you may be disappointed or discouraged enough that you'll just give up. But there's nothing stopping you doing the tasks you set each day that you lay out in your process. So how can you go about devising your own roadmap and set of processes to fire your own boss, let's say, or stop worrying about the revenue and enjoy the gift of true prosperity freedom? You need to deliberately set out to design the kind of life that you want. This entails that you continue to tinker and experiment with the process that you have launched over time in response to the new development and information. Figure out what works. Are you more likely to work, exercise, or contribute to your community if you do certain things at certain points of the day? Are there some activities that you can perform more efficiently if you do them on weekends? Figure out your comfort zones and the conditions in which you are most likely to follow your own process. Once you're in the right groove, you can essentially put yourself on autopilot as you work toward your goals each day, practically without thinking. For example, you might make it easier for you to hit the gym by setting out workout clothes each night so that you're predisposed to go out and run for the next morning. By using lifestyle design in a deliberate fashion, you minimize the likelihood that you'll have an excuse for not following through on your goals. You can use your calendar and event planner to manage your time by delegating certain activities to only be done during particular stretches of time. If you're looking for clients or managing investments, you can easily be led into doing it all of the time if you're not careful. If your work never ends, your time allotted for it may never end either. You would be better off by making the decision to only perform some activities during defined hours, so that Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 4 is devoted to catching up with potential clients that you've identified in the past month, for example. Set boundaries and respect your own time, or you can expect that no one else will either. To help build effective processes, you may want to reflect on a time that you fell short on one of your behavior-related goals, or quickly regressed. Ask yourself, why was my approach not effective? How did it feel when I did not have that success? And what behaviors will I avoid next time to have a better outcome in the future? Looking into the future, ask yourself, what would you change about the processes that you've begun to implement? By focusing on these processes, you will likely find yourself with a greater patience at how long it can take to reach the long-term goals on the horizon. You will look upon each day with a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment rather than dismay that you've not yet reached your final goal line. These habits are repeatable, which will give you the high of going after them every day. Be invested in the longer stretch of time than the few weeks or months that we can usually focus on. We are a short-term focused society, so you need to push against the grain and commit to setting your process into motion over a sustained period, even years. You can start with tiny habits and build them out over that period of time. The important issue is to just get started. So start with walking around the block before you commit to a marathon. Write a paragraph before a book. And sell some of your child's Scout cookies before you launch your business empire. These habits will help give you the confidence to make your process a permanent habit. Above all, avoid the specter of magically thinking about how your accomplishments may be so easy to reach. You can achieve a great peace of mind by patting yourself on the back for the hard work of remaining true to your process. It can be hard to tell on any particular day whether the process will lead to your desired level of success. But you can maintain perspective by knowing that you maintained your commitment to the process. That you did everything you could on any given day to drive you closer toward your goals. Make it easier on yourself by implementing a predictable and ongoing system that allows you to keep making that progress without even having to stop and think about it. We are truly the sum of the results of all of the things we do each and every day. So make sure that you're making the habit of chasing after your goals each and every day, and you will find that you accomplish them in time. You can learn more by visiting my website, TonyNewmeyer.com, and registering to receive free trainings, articles, and more. Be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on Facebook as well. And until next time, live prosperously.